Yo, what is up guys? With the FNCS Global Championships happening just this weekend and the Solo Series and Duo Div Cups tournaments are starting this week, it is a better time than ever to lock in and grind Fortnite. So in this video I'm going to be taking you through 6 steps that you can follow in order to help you have a better chance at going pro this season. If you do find this video helpful, please do drop a like and subscribe for much more content just like this. Okay, so starting off with step number 1, it's all going to be about setting a routine. Now your routine and what is a part of it all depends on the amount of time you play. For all of you guys watching this video, you're going to have different amounts of time that you can play per day, whether it just be 1 hour, 4 hours or 8 hours. So obviously the routine that you follow will be different to each other. Now in terms of when looking at a basic routine, it should look to include 4 different key factors. Now the first of these is a warm-up. So in your warm-up, you want to look to make sure you're warming up your aim, your edits, your mechanics, and focusing on whatever needs improving the most. So for me, it would be my aim. Then the second thing that a routine should consist of is playing ranked or ranked reload. For me, I think ranked reload is definitely the better option of the two because you get a lot more fighting practice in reload due to there being a lot more fight compared to normal ranked. Next up, you want to make sure whether you've got creative or not creative in there. So for example, you're going to spend time playing creative maps as part of your routine, or are you not going to bother and just spend that time elsewhere? For example, could be in ranked. And also the fourth thing is scrims. Are you going to try and play any scrims sessions? Are you going to try and get any practice in, or tournament practice? So it could be scrims or actual tournaments against other players who are also playing competitively. When you combine these 4 things together and dedicate a certain amount of time to each of them every single day, you will build your routine tailored to yourself. Step 2 is actually outside of Fortnite and just focusing on you as an individual, and it's going to be assessing your levels of dedication. Now this is because in order to grind and become a pro, each player that has become a pro nowadays has an extremely high level of discipline to have played through years of where they weren't playing very well and they weren't placing highly in order to grind through that and end up becoming a pro. Now you're not going to go pro overnight, so turning up on a regular basis is more important, hint why consistency is really important, for example, but we see this in all aspects of life. It's important to remember that as well. If you do something on a consistent basis, like if I stick to uploading YouTube on a consistent basis, which judging my uploads is a little bit difficult, but if I stick to uploading on a regular basis, views tend to trend upwards. It's the same way if you look at the gym, for example, those of you that might go to the gym. If you guys train and go to the gym on a regular basis, you're likely to put on much more muscle and build a better physique on a regular basis because you keep turning up and doing it. If you go once and then you stop for 2 weeks and then you go again and then you stop for another 2 weeks, you're not really going to get anywhere. But if you go consistently 3 or 4 times a week, you are going to see progress. And that's exactly the same with Fortnite. If you turn up and just grind really hard for 2 or 3 days or like a week straight and then end up throwing the towel in because you're not seeing improvement straight away, you're not really going to get anywhere. It's about giving yourself a routine. Obviously, we've already covered that, and setting a routine that you're then going to do on a daily basis or on a like 3 or 4 times a week basis. And you can do this for years on end because you are dedicated and disciplined to the grind. Assessing your level of dedication is crucial because if you aren't dedicated, you simply aren't going to become a pro. Step 3 is to capitalize on the reload game mode. Now at the moment, reload has reload ranked, which is really popular and has like 6 times the players of normal ranked every single time I load online, so that's really good. And also now they've dropped the reload quick cup tourneys. Also, of course, my last video was on this for those of you guys that check that out. Also, a quick shameless plug, there will be a solo series guide coming very soon, and I'm also going to do strategy videos on the duo div cups, the solo series cups, and the duo reload cups every single week. So make sure you are subscribed down below ready for that. Anyway, it's important to capitalize on reload ranked and reload tourneys because taking reload rank, for example, because there's constant respawns until respawn gets turned off, people tend to fight a lot more, so you get into maybe 10-20 fights a game, whereas in regular ranked battle royale you might only get into 2 or 3, and you could go down in any of these fights at the time and then you're out of the game, whereas in reload ranked you get a lot more fighting experience due to the regularity of fights, therefore allowing you to do more, you could say, reps of fighting in order to help you improve faster. Also, in terms of the reload quick cups, they give really good endgame experiences. Everyone is trying to win in order to get to the next round, so that's really good in terms of practicing your endgame skill and decision making. Step 4 is to play as many tournaments as you can, and especially the solo series cups that are coming up next week. Now the solo series is structured over 6 weeks, so that's 6 weeks that you can dedicate the entire week to trying to improve and progress, and then you can capitalize and see how you perform at the end of the week. Take it as like a literal reason to try and improve, because every single week you can try and better better your points and better your placement and work towards that overall goal of going pro. Now again, just talking about a reason to play as many tournaments as you can in general is just because you gain good experience, because everyone that plays a game in a tournament 99% of the time, unless you're a rage cheater, is because you have good competitive integrity and everyone's trying to do well in the tournament and play for the eventual prize, which in the case of the solo series is money, of course. So what this allows you to do is play against other competitive players and then gain really good experience that can't be replicated elsewhere. Aside from the solo series though, we do have the Duo Div Cups and Duo Reload Cups, which if you're partnered up with a good teammate, or if you're trying to find a teammate, what it can allow you to do when playing a team-based game mode is just help improve communication and decision making when working with your teammates, especially if you are the IGL and are having to make decisions for your duo. Step 5 is all going to be about some creative training maps to help you improve. Now I have promoted these before in my video, but I would like to promote them again just because they are really worth playing and adding into your routine, sort of where we talked about the creative section in step number 1. Now the first of these is going to be Raiders V5 practice map. Now again, these have been used, I'm sure you guys know about this map, but it really is good just if you're trying to warm up your aim and your mechanics. I certainly always use it as my warm-up map and I would recommend you guys doing it too. Secondly, it's going to be headshot only box fights. Again, this is really good for warming up your aim, and I know it is relatively boring to play, but just slap on some Spotify and play some headshot only box fights at the same time and you will start to notice, even subconsciously, that you're just hitting way more headshots because obviously you're used to aiming for the head due to the headshot only box fight map. The third one is going to be aim, edit, piece control. Again, this is a really good map to improve your mechanics, such as your aim and your editing. There's a lot of different drills that you can go through, so it's really good and really good to help you improve. And then lastly, we just have any sort of 1v1 map. My personal favorite is Rezon's 1v1 map because I find the average player tends to have quite a bit of PR and is quite sweaty. So again, this just allows you to practice against good players. But if you combine all of these practice maps into like an hour-long creative session every single day, you guys will see really rapid improvement. Step 6 of today's video is all going to be about keeping your mentality and mindset as clear and good as possible. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I was scrolling on Twitch while I was watching the Global Championship and saw that over 550,000 people were watching Fortnite currently on Twitch. Now, what that shows is that there's so much interest in this game and there's so many people interested in the competitive side of the game. But why is this important? Well, because in that lobby, there are only 33 teams or 99 players. So only 99 out of the potential 550,000 people that are interested in Fortnite competitive at this current time, people are actually able to play on LAN. Now, what I mean by this is that the chances of you going pro are extremely slim. So many of those people watching their Twitch streams will have wanted to switch positions with the pro player and get in their position. So what actually separates someone from being a professional level player compared to just someone that watches on Twitch? Well, it's not extremely fast and flashy mechanics, it's actually mentality and mindset, in my opinion. When you look at players that are professionals, they have a really clear mindset and understand that getting to the top takes time, it takes dedication, and those that stick with the grind and give the most dedications are the ones that make it. Now, for me, I like to talk about this in a YouTube sense when looking at my channel. I uploaded over 300 videos on this channel and on another channel before I ever earned a penny or actually got the ball rolling on YouTube or got over 1,000 subscribers. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because at any of the points along the journey, I could have easily just gone, no, you know what? It's not meant for me. I'm going to stop. I'm never going to get there. But I didn't. I stayed disciplined. I kept a good mentality that one day I would start to see some traction on my channel. I kept a good positive mindset and believed in myself. And hey, here we are. I've far from made it, but we have 30,000 of you guys subscribed to the channel and we have people enjoying the videos and watching them right now. So clearly I'm doing something right and staying dedicated to the grind. And all I'm saying to you guys is that if you really do want to go pro, you have to be willing to grind for years with little to no results before you actually start to see the fruits of your labor. But hey, that is the same with anything in life. Thank you for watching. Make sure you've liked and subscribed for more solo series content coming in the next week. Peace out from me. Subscribe for more.